Hey guys, Project Reaps here, bringing you some commentary on small task force operations in Boom Beach. I've got a little task force of 5 people, and we do ops about once every 2 days. So I'm just going to bring those to you and hopefully provide some strategy and ideas on how things roll. So we got a tank medic strategy here, dropping the critters to make the snipers focus. Critters work really well against those single target units so that they don't focus your tanks. And looks like that's gonna be a problem, and that's probably gonna die before I get close to it. I actually don't remember this attack. It's from 6 days ago, and I only really play Boom Beach for these task force operations anymore. All my troops are max level. My buildings definitely aren't max level, but they're close. A lot of them are. I focused this game a lot when I didn't have a computer, and now that I have a computer again, there are definitely other games I can play, but as far as mobile strategies go, Boom Beach is by far one of my top. I do like Clash of Clans, but for a number of reasons, I personally prefer Boom Beach for the general. I mean, especially with how long these games are designed to be played for. I'll go into that in another video. I'll do a Boom Beach versus Clash of Clans analysis at some point. Anyway, this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to speed this up even more. Looks like I have taken out pretty much all of the threats, but unfortunately there is not enough time to finish this base off. So that's our first attack. Let's jump right into the second attack by Frankie Four Fingers. I don't know what I'll do, but some sort of brownie points for whoever comments first with the movie reference that Frankie Four Fingers' name is from. If you can tell me why his name is Frankie Four Fingers and what movie that's from, I will think of somehow to reward you for your awesomeness in knowing great movies. And yeah. So we got another tank medic operation going here. Speed it up. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, those poor critters got rocked by those rocket launchers. That did not work out in his favor. Man, those rockets are just... there's so many of them. They're devastating. Oh no, don't go over there. That guy is boned. You need to shock right here, Frankie. That shock launcher is just destroying you, buddy. Oh, man. Well, that was a little painful, but all in all, I mean, he definitely did the destruction he needs. I'm sure the next attack on Conveyor will be a success, which it was, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now we got T-Chan. He's been with my task force for probably over a year now. I think he's been here the longest, other than Bigfoot, who's actually a real friend of mine in real life. We made the task force together. And we're definitely going to speed this up. Tanks are slow. I'll tell you guys right now, you will not see a lot of warrior gameplay out of my task force. We I mean, I do like warriors, especially for when I was earning money and actually farming this game a lot. But as far as task force operations go, with only a 5-man, they're just not consistent enough. We don't prefer them. So you're gonna see a lot of tank medic, and you're gonna see a lot of heavy Zuka, commonly called hookah. That was all pretty straightforward. There wasn't much to comment on there. He did a great job flanking, went in from the back. There was practically nothing in his way, and yeah. Apparently I'm a little scatterbrained. Here we have what I was just talking about, the hookah. So he's got a lot of single targets, which are not, when you've got all these single targets, you don't want to send tanks in. You're going to want to send in something a little bit, how do I explain that? You need the numbers so that the single targets don't kill all your units quickly. When you have tanks, you have such a limited amount of units that every time they take damage, it's far more I can't think of the word again. It's just it's not good. You need, this is a very common idea in RPGs. You got your tanks, in this case your heavies, your tanks meaning high health units in front, and your heavy damage dealing glass cannon, paper tiger type units in the back. Ouch. But yeah, he's got that on a roll. This type of strategy, it just takes good management of your flares and making sure you don't flare in a way that your Zukas are going to get hit by anything that does splash damage. You never want your Zukas to get close to a flamethrower. You never want your Zukas and heavies standing on top of each other, because rocket launchers will destroy your Zukas. And then the other build you might see us use, I do like this one a lot, when you have tons of single target units and very little splash damage, or so little splash damage that you can destroy it with your gunboat before you deploy your units, and then you do exactly what Bigfoot's done right here. We call this Rika, R-I-K-A, which is just rifle Zuka. The K-A is from the Zuka. And then sometimes medic, sometimes not. It depends on what splash damage you're dealing with. If there's a shock launcher and you can't kill it outright, then the shock launcher, the thing about the shock launcher is it does not deal a lot of damage. It just locks your units down. So it's clear to me, without seeing this attack previously, what Bigfoot's going to do is come in here on the left. These boom mines are meant for single targets as well, so they will deal almost no damage to what troops he has selected here. And he's got all single targets to deal with. This is going to be the only thing dealing splash damage, is this shock launcher. So as that shock launcher hurts him, wow, he really, oh no, that looked like one medic because they were all standing on top of each other. But these medics are going to negate the damage from that shock launcher. See how little damage that is? It's just, it'll add up though. If you don't have them healed by those couple of medics, then after 4 or 5 shots from that shock launcher, that last shot's gonna kill so many units because of that splash. But this Rika Rifle Zuka build, it is pretty ideal against a base like this. And that's the other thing that was really nice about the first attack from Frankie, was he took out all the splash damage that was right here, making this strategy possible. And with how much damage the Zukas deal, he's just gonna tear this building apart. This build is also like huge, insane damage, since your riflemen deal quite a bit of DPS as well as your Zukas. It's just very, very weak to all forms of splash damage. shock or kill your mortars when using Rika. Okay, so outright, rocket launcher's biggest problem. You've gotta either not be in their range or destroy them before you deploy. Next biggest problem is gonna be mortars. Typically, because of their range, you can distract them with critters. You always want to be careful where you drop your critters so that they're not being shot at by a close range flamethrower or machine gun, because they'll just tear it apart. But mortars, you usually will want to shock. You can heal to negate the damage from machine guns and flamethrowers. If the flamethrower's too high level against those riflemen, though, it will make quick work of them. So there you have two options. You either want to shock the flamethrower, or you can stack two heals on top of each other, and once you do that, you will out heal even the highest level flamethrowers, and so that's a good strategy for that. So well, I'll hit you guys up next time with another video. I will keep bringing you some task force operations. So thanks for watching. Please, if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions or want to see anything specific, feel free to comment. And I will be streaming nightly on Twitch, so if you want to see that on Twitch, there will be links in all my info, or you can just look me up. It's Project Reaper with the underscore in between the two words. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.